are all the body parts, though, that it affects. I went into pulmonary rehab. I had another friend here in town that was also doing it. He suggested, get out of regular rehab and go to pulmonary rehab. And so I did, and I was doing a pulmonary function test. And I said there were 18 sessions they put me through, and it was a heart and lung floor at the hospital. And I just said to the guy, I said, you know, it seems really odd with COVID, all this happening, that there's only 2 of us in your rehab program. Like, can you tell me, like, what's going on? And she slid back on her chair, she turned around, looked me right in the eyes, and she said, that's because they don't live. And my heart just sank. I was just like, it was so humbling and blessed. I broke inside for those people that don't need that rehab that I was actually getting because I was alive. These are some other names. If you want to take a picture of that, this is what I shared with some of the practitioners that do this work, that you can market without saying COVID and getting in legal trouble, that you can say to help people that have long-haul COVID. It's a great platform for yourself to be able to get clients, to be able to serve this underserved community. Over, if I'm in the way with anyone wants that. But those are just the names. So if you hear those, now you'll be aware that that's what they mean. I hadn't heard of 3/4 of those. Like, all I really knew was long haul. And people still ask me now, well, what's long haul? What is that? So, like, the awareness is just not there. People know what COVID is, and you know what? They're sick and tired of hearing about it. Just like me, I wouldn't even allow the word in my magazine to be printed because I didn't want to give it the energy. But what are we doing to help serve these people that are still suffering? If you saw me on the street, would you know I'm a long-haul COVID spreader? Would you know a year ago I was on a ventilator? Probably not. I might tell you. I might not. You know, it just depends what kind of a conversation we're having. And so I'm just seeing there's a lot of people that are really suffering because they aren't seen. There's over 50 symptoms that they've identified that long haulers have, and these are just a few of them. It was interesting when I gathered these, because someone asked me, oh, how many of those do you have, or what do you have? I had every one of those, if not, still I already had. I went, every single one of them is on that list I have had. So it's interesting because, you know, you'll notice health things, and if you had health issues, and you work on clients that have health issues, that a lot of things cross over. Won't you agree? That when you're going through things, and don't you see all the drug, what do you call the drug? No one knows, or watch outs. What do you call those? Side effects, yeah, those. That's the stuff that I'm telling you about. But don't you look at it, you're like, they all say that. I mean, like, you're like, how would I even know what my symptoms are? Because this fixes everything, right? I mean, they all cross over. So I think it's just like really learning to listen to our body. I wasn't very good at that because I was healthy. I didn't ever have issues. And so I'm not the best at it still. I'm still a work in progress because I am a goaler. And it's like, I remember the prayer I had one night was, if I'm not going to get better, then take me now, because this sucks. And if you're not going to take me now, then tell me and get me better, because I want out of here. I was done. I was just like, it's the line in the sand here, make a decision. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that story in a minute. So these are all the things, I think there's a couple more I'm missing on here that I thought of later, but these are all the things that I did personally, and what doctors I had to go to. I think I went to like 9. And remember, I never went to the doctor, so that was hard for me to do that. I never could figure out I have a daughter who's pretty ill, and she had so many doctors, and I'm like, why do you have so many doctors? Like, what the heck? And now I realize it because COVID affects all those organs. You need a specialist for every single stupid thing. And I don't want to be attached to any of those, you know, that they've claimed I have. And I'm working really hard to unclaim that I have them, right? And there's not really answers. Like, our help is not really helpful when I'm their statistic and I'm asking them the question. You know what they want to ask me? They want the answer from me. Well, why would I go to them then? So there are doctors who are specializing in it, so our nonprofit is bringing lists together so that people that need extra help, they can know where to go. But money. And we have to find joy in the crap sometimes. We through. So all of this came around and brought me to this idea that I got while I was in a coma. There were a couple things that happened. In my past, I've had, these will be like 11 companies that I've started. And I've loved them all. Like there's a reason that you don't just start a company. Trust me, anyone entrepreneurs in here? You don't just go do that just to do it. It's a lot of work, right? Well, and they were all successful in their own little way, and then I'd move on. I usually had 2 or 3 companies at a time. Well, while I was in a coma, I always wanted a nonprofit, but I never really could get behind one completely and just say, yeah, this is where I want to fundraise for, this is what I want to do philanthropy work for. There were so many good causes, but I just like, my heart was never there. And so this came to me, this idea, the name, everything, was for the long haul COVID. So we call it Adventure Bucket Wish because if it's not fun, I'm not doing it. And then I wanted it to be wishes. So stuff we can do for people that they wouldn't be able to do. Maybe it's financial, maybe it's physical limitations, mental limitations, whatever it is, we can support. Maybe it's medication for the next 3 months to get them through something, right? Maybe, I mean, the possibilities are endless. Well, I came up with this and I was already working on another company that really had my heart too. It's called R&R Retreat. You'll hear about it because it's like an Airbnb, VRBO, but for retreats. So that's coming. That's still a lot of work. That's like my legacy project. This is my heart project. So I feel like, and this is also the philanthropy piece to the legacy project. So that's what I felt like, if I die, what legacy did I leave? I felt like I didn't really have that anchored in, you know, like, what is it that is really gonna stand out that I really feel like I'm leaving the world a better place, right? So I feel like, okay, you got the second chance, don't waste it. So I have not stopped really since I've got these ideas, but this is launching tomorrow night. We did do our first wish, I'm gonna show you. Our first wish just happened a few weeks ago. It's a dear friend of mine, her name is Christina Thomas-Wheat, and she's had COVID 3 times. And she's gonna be 80 in a couple weeks. So I was really excited. She always wanted to go on a 100 balloon ride. I'm just gonna show you, they're gonna bring up there's a cute video, we're gonna post it tomorrow to our gala that we're doing. Are we good? Okay. So today is a really exciting day. We have Christina Thomas-Wheat, and she is one of my dear friends, and she's our first wish for Adventure Bucket Wish. We're so excited that she's always wanted to go on a 100 balloon, and I wanted to make sure she got to be our first wish. So we've been planning this for months. She knew nothing about it. We just went and showed up, picked her up at 7 o'clock this morning, and brought her down. And how was it?
It's just so awesome. It's quiet, it's beautiful, you can see for miles and miles, and count all the swimming pools.
And I have to mention, so ours is for the nonprofit is for long haul COVID sufferers, and Christina's had COVID 3 times, so like, she just had it qualified 3 times apparently, and anyway, so, you know, it's got its, ups and downs all the time, right? So anyway, we're excited that she got to be part of this, and thank you.
We're just glad we have breath to breathe.
Breath to breathe.
How was it? Stupendous. Absolutely stupendous.
What was your favorite part?
When it was coming down. Yeah,
watch it come down and land.